What is
Hello.
up, everybody?
How's it
Welcome
going?
back to Married with Media.
What's wrong?
I was checking to see if our mic was plugged in.
Oh, okay.
Married with Dragons.
Married with Dragons.
I got the name wrong. But yeah, we're testing a new mic tonight. So let us know if you can hear us.
A color changing mic.
Yeah, and I bought another mic just solely to not have to transport mine back and forth every single time because it was getting annoying.
Yeah, because you've attached yours to your desk.
Yeah, I've attached it to the desk, so I have to
harder.
take it off, and it's just it's a whole thing. So
Trying to adjust my shirt here.
Yeah, I'll call this is our Game of Thrones mic. Look, it's glowing like all the different colors of the dragons,
like a dragon egg.
Yeah, it looks just like a
As
dragon
always,
egg.
Repping our House of the Dragon merch.
Yep, House of Dragon merch.
I'm a little chilly tonight, so I've got my jacket on.
But let us know if you can hear us okay.
Yeah.
In the chat, we got 8 people in here. Appreciate you guys being here. But yeah, we got a big episode to talk about.
Yeah, we're also talking about it a day late.
A day late, but last week we did it on Tuesday too. So is Tuesday our new day now, or are we going to go back to Monday next week?
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll try to work our way back to Monday.
But hopefully it's giving people more time to watch the episode and can talk about it with us. So
yeah,
but yeah, this was a big episode. It was the epic time jump that we knew was coming. A 10-year time jump.
Yeah, I mean, we've had time jumps all throughout the show,
but they've only been
this was a significant one.
2 years. And so yeah, we knew that last episode was the last episode that we were going to have with some of the actors, and so that was kind of bittersweet, but I'm happy to report that. What are you doing?
So what you thought? We'll be back in a second.
I think they can still hear us from what I remember.
All right, are we back?
Why do you keep doing that?
I don't know. I used to be able to close the camera app and I would still be on here, but now it closes everything out when I do it.
Such an amateur.
It's technology. I haven't got a grasp on it yet, but
yeah, so I'm trying to think what I was gonna say. Oh, I was going to say, I'm happy to report, though, that even with the change in actors, I'm still, they've done a great job. The casting for this show with the time jumps and everything, they've done an amazing job finding people who,
still feel like those people.
Right, who still feel like those people. And so.
Well, I mean, getting into the 2 big recastings, you had Emma Darcy. Coming in as Rhaenyra, and we had Olivia Cook, who we know. I mean, she's probably, like you said last week, I think the most well-known actress in this show at this point.
Yeah, I would think so.
And she's Allison.
Yeah.
So it's I thought they both did an excellent job, and I could honestly see them doing better than the actresses that were before. I don't know. I'm not saying that I didn't like those actresses before.
Right.
But I can see them. I understand why they did the actress change, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, with their
These children are more mature actresses. I just think it feels more natural. Mm-hmm. Where you still had that little girl nature to the other 2 actresses. So I don't know if they could have pulled off. Well, I mean, the actress that played Allison was already a mother.
Right.
In back then, but.
When we watch, this is skipping ahead a little bit, but when we watch the into the episode thing that comes on after the show goes off, they were talking about how, this second half of the show is basically gonna be, heavily revolved around the children.
Yeah.
And so, obviously with the time jump, the children are preteens, teenagers now, and it's going to get into, them getting into their, roles in the kingdom. And so
I'm bringing up the image. I want to talk about this little shit real quick.
Right. He's like a Joffrey.
This little Joffrey mini, which they brought up the name Joffrey in the episode. That's what they were going to name. I don't know if they actually named their son that or not, but that's what the guy, her husband, brought up.
Yeah, that was for the princess, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the king's son. So.
Yeah, this is the king's son. This is Aegon.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure is his name.
Yep.
But yeah, we first see him. I don't know. I don't think it was the first time we saw him. I think the first time we saw him was in the little like dungeon area.
Yeah,
with his brother.
If you go in the comments, somebody talks about what he did in this episode.
But yeah, he's jerking off in a window trying to blow his load on somebody, I guess. I don't know. What do you think he was trying to do?
Yeah, he was like up, like he was up high, like up in the.
Was he trying to like get off on the peasants or something? Like,
well,
what was he trying to do?
I honestly think that they were just trying to show like how immature and just not ready to be a king that he is. And so like
What's up, Adrian?
You can just tell that he is definitely a little off, and that's definitely intentional because, you know, the previous episode we had Otto leaving and telling his daughter, you know, Allison, get your son ready to rule.
Love this scene with Aegon stroking his sword in the window.
Right. And so then we, you know, get the time jump. He's, you know, getting to that age to where he could take over. And we can tell that he's clearly not there yet. So it definitely leaves some worries, and you see that from Allison. Like, she knows that he is not ready.
And I love how she walks in and it's like you can tell it's not the first time she's caught him doing that.
Right. And that is intentional too. Like they're definitely trying to let you know this kid is not he's not going to be what she wants him to be.
Yeah, you can already tell like he's going to be a terrible king.
Yeah.
Which automatically, just by default, will place you on the side of Rhaenyra because, you know, if she doesn't get the you know, succession rights, he'll get them. Obviously, she would make a better queen than he would make a king.
Yeah. So. And, you know, through this episode, we definitely see a big shift in Alicent.
Oh yeah, it's a huge shift.
You know, she made
you started to see it last episode, but it looks like it's carried on and intensified for this past 10 years.
For sure. And so we see that the relationship between her and the princess is quite, like, it's gotten worse. It's pretty bad. It was crazy because with this episode, it opens up with Princess Rhaenyra. I always want to say her name wrong.
Said it right.
Princess Rhaenyra having her, I believe, third child. Yep. And so she's had 3 sons. The baby was the third son. And she's literally gives birth. And, you know, it's another kind of grueling, intense birth scene. And the
show's all about the grueling birth scenes. Yeah. We'll see another one in this very episode.
Right on, yeah. And, you know, people need to know birth is not a joke, especially back then, you know?
Yeah.
So she has the baby, and immediately the queen requests to see the baby.
Yeah.
And so you just, like, you get right away, like, the face that the princess makes, you know, she's like, are you serious? But also you can tell that she's kind of like at her beck and call. Like, she, even though it's ridiculous, like, she also still gives the, you know, queen what she wants.
She is the queen.
Yeah. So she literally, like, puts herself together after just having popped the baby out, walks the long walk to the queen. You know,
I'm pretty sure that was a one-shot take. Maybe they cut.
Yeah.
But I did enjoy. I love a good one shot.
Right.
And it was like you're in the scene with her giving birth, all the way walking through the castle. Just you're with them every moment as they go to Alicent. So definitely some good cinematography.
Right. And then you get to see shortly after she's like walking out, making her way to the queen with the baby, you get to see her husband, you know, the arranged marriage between her and, do you remember his name?
I can't. We were talking about him last week, and I knew his name because I had it wrote down, but I completely.
Well, you can find him real quick.
Spaced on him. Yeah. Keep on talking if you got anything else to say.
So he, like, comes and he greets her, and so you kind of get, like, what their relationship has been through the years. It's still what they had arranged. You know, they're he's basically just, I don't know the name. He's just there because of an agreement, that
yeah, I mean that's why they got married in the first place, and they set that deal in place, and you can have sex who you want to, and I'll have sex who I want to, and it seems like they've been carrying on with that. But
yeah, I didn't get it quite like immediately or whatever, but you find out that the princess, like, all of her
Sir Laenor Valerian.
Okay. You find out that the princess, which ends up being a huge plot to this episode, or storyline to this episode, you find out that the princess is not even having children with her husband, which I thought that they would have, but I guess because he's gay, like, he just literally is not, I
don't think that's something they intended, because they knew that would be a problem, but I do really think it was because I just think that he maybe has an inability to get it up around females. Like, he's just
because I was like, well, so what, he's gay, like, maybe they could just do like a threesome to get him going and still be able to, actually have blood children. But that's not what they did. She ends up she has a new, I guess
his name is Sir Harwin Strong.
But like, what is, like, he's basically what the other guy used to be, right? Like her.
Yeah, he's like her knights, which the other guy still has his same job, I'm assuming. Sir
He's
Kristen,
just the Queen's now,
because he was always the head of the King's Guard. Like, that's what Rhaenyra picked him out for.
Yeah.
But now he's just not hanging around Rhaenyra anymore. He's more with Alicent. Like, to be honest, like he should be. Like, that's where he should be. So.
Yeah. So you find out that the princess actually has all of her children through her knight, and they all look like him.
Oh yeah, it's like a dead giveaway. It's like,
dark hair and everything, and it's funny because everybody.
And that's exactly why I think Alicent wanted to see the baby immediately. She's like, "Oh, are we going to get an actual blood child, or is this going to be another bastard?"
Right. So yeah, when she sees the baby, she's like, she tells the husband, well, maybe, keep trying. Maybe eventually you'll get one that looks like you. And so it's definitely just but it's really strange because everybody kind of whispers about it and pretty much knows that the princess is not having children through her husband.
Yeah.
But nobody wants to make the accusation, because I guess back in those days, like, making any kind of accusation like that would just be extremely.
And you can tell the king, he probably wouldn't want to believe it, even if he probably knows. Like, he probably looks at those kids and is like, yeah, they're not his kids.
Right. I mean, her husband is literally like black or mixed. Well, he's mixed because the mom is white. And
then you go over to Daemon and his wife, because he's married to the sister of Laenor.
Right.
I'm blanking on her name right now.
The other twin, yeah.
And she's dark skinned as well, and their kids all look like her.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't the same apply there?
But I mean, they have lighter skin, mixed. They're more mixed, I would say. But yeah, so it like I said, it definitely, the princess having children with her knight was a big storyline in this episode, because I guess, I don't know, like, if she had children pretty much right away or whatever, to where like her oldest was, I don't know, 10, I guess. I think he would be.
Yeah, I think so.
He was pretty big. And
they probably had one within the first year. So he's 9 or 10.
Right. So everybody, like, it's been going on for 10 years where they kind of know and are whispering about it. And I guess it finally just gets to a point in this episode where we pick up where I guess it's just kind of gotten out more, and they're going to finally, I guess, come for the princess. And so.
Well, there's the whole big moment with Kristen and Harwin in the courtyard where they're training. He's training the boys how to fight. And then his sons get in there, and he's like, why do you care so much about their fighting styles and stance and what I'm doing with them and how I'm coaching them?
Right.
Only a father would care about that, or whatever he says.
Right.
trying to taunt him into doing something, which he does.
Right.
He punches Kristen, puts him on the ground, and that's where it all shit hits the fan and it comes out, I think.
Yeah, which I didn't realize that the king's right hand, what do you call him?
The hand of the king.
The hand of the king. I say it wrong every time. I didn't realize that the hand of the king, I didn't realize he had those two sons. I didn't realize those were his sons. Did you realize that before this episode?
He wasn't really a huge character until he became the hand of the king. And I don't think that was until episode 4, I think, was when the Otto stepped down.
But like we had seen the two sons before, and I'm sure they've mentioned it before, but it takes me a long time to get everyone's name and to know who everyone is to each other. And so
his name is Lord Lionel Strong. So it's the Strong family. So both of his sons are Harwin Strong and Laris Strong.
Yeah.
And that's the other, what looks to be one of the main villains moving forward.
Yeah. So basically, the hand of the king, his son is the princess's knight who she has children with.
Yeah.
And so the hand of the king he knows what's brewing or whatever, and he's concerned about his family name. He's concerned for his son. They show this really intense conversation between him and his son, and he's like, people aren't dumb. He's like, people, he calls him boy, he's like, basically, people aren't dumb, boy. They know what's going on here, and this could be, bad for you, bad for us. And so, anyway, the hand of the king goes to the king, and he's basically like, "I need to step down." And the king he just won't accept it. He refuses to believe it. Well, I don't think
they try to get him to say why. They're like, why are you stepping down? Like, if you cannot give me a good reason, then you can't step down.
Right. And so...
And he won't do it. He won't out his son because he knows what that will mean.
Right. And he's kind of like, well, to the king, he's kind of like, if you're not going to just admit it, like acknowledge it. Because like we said, the king it's like, I feel like he knows, but like he just, because of his health and stuff, like I feel like he's just past the point of actually caring.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or he just plays dumb. I don't know. But so he won't let him step down, but his one request is to be able to just take his son back home to where they're from.
Yeah.
Right. So he's like, okay, fine, do it. Obviously that means he's going to be gone for a little bit, and I guess the king won't have a hand of the king or whatever, but I'm sure that they have, I don't know, temporary whatever. But so,
well, I mean, you know what the plan is, right?
What?
The Laris Strong. I mean, this goes into what happens at the end if we want to go ahead and talk about that.
Yeah. So we see the hand of the king and his son and some more of their people like making their way to their wherever they're from. And this is when they talk about this in the episode, or into the episode at the end as well, how we get to see, what's the other son's name? What'd you call him? The one he's like kind of crippled, I think, or something.
Laris, yeah, he has
like
something.
A cane.
But you can tell kind of developed some kind of companionship with Allison,
the queen, yeah,
over the years.
Yep.
Whether that was by his design or if she sought that out. And I don't even know if they're like romantically involved.
No.
I feel like maybe they are, but
no.
They don't really make that clear in this episode.
I don't think they are.
But I feel like he probably kind of shimmied his way in there for his political gain.
Yeah, he definitely has motives or whatever.
Because he says at some point in this episode, he's like, "I'm sure you'll return the favor when."
Well, we haven't talked about
when
what
you have the
done.
opportunity. Yeah,
we haven't talked about what he's done. So there's a part where you get to see the queen and him talking. And like you said, they've definitely formed this relationship through the years. To where to where he definitely, does things for her, finds out information for her, that kind of stuff. And so, they basically, I guess, find out that, the princess's knight is going to be returning home. And, as we know, Allison's dad had to step down from being the the hand of the king. Can you help me here? I feel like I'm talking a lot.
Otto.
Yeah. So basically, they come up with this plan to kill the hand of the king and to kill the princesses.
And they accomplished that plan.
Yeah. So they
burn them alive in the castle.
Yep. Not the king's castle, but
no, he
I guess they had made it back
he
home,
escorts
right?
his son back home. He escorts Harwin back home.
Right.
His dad does. And when they get there, I guess he just stays overnight to sleep, and then he's going to go back to the kingdom the next day. Who knows? Maybe he was just going to stay there. I don't know. But I don't think he'd be that dumb.
No, I think he was definitely going to come back, and that makes it
And they
tragic.
hire all of those like murderers and killers that they had trapped. They cut their tongues out so they can't talk to anybody, and then they hire them to go burn the castle to the ground.
Yep. So,
Which my only question is, they cut their tongues out, but can they write? Maybe they can't write. Maybe they're not as intelligent enough to write.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But I bet one of them might be able to write.
Yeah.
I bet something gets out about it at some point.
It was it's a little sad. I liked
they set up both of those characters to
be good people.
Feel like they had big parts to play.
Yeah, and also that they were
especially
genuinely good people.
Yeah.
And I could tell just this short amount of time that we saw the princess and him together, that they seemed to really love each other. And so, but the thing is not even their own children knew that he was the father. They had to, they had to just keep it.
I don't know if it was true love on her parts, because I still feel like she has a greater attachment to Damon. Gotcha. Where we also feel that on his part as well.
She had tears in her eyes when she had to say bye to him.
Yeah, it's the father of her kids, probably.
Yeah,
but
so and you could tell that he loved her.
He's attached to her.
Yeah, he was emotional, and so anyway, it was sad to see them die. Did they say for sure that they both died? You don't think we're gonna find out that they made it out? One of them made it out. I don't know.
Possible. We saw the son burning alive. I don't know. Everything was falling on him. I don't know how he made it, but we didn't see the dad die.
Yeah.
So it's possible for him, but I don't think it's possible for the son.
Yeah, that would be a nice little twist if he made it out.
Yeah.
And he knows that somebody did something.
Yeah.
So that's interesting. I didn't think about that, but I'm trying to think what else.
I don't know. We kind of just been wandering aimlessly through the episode.
I know, it's very painful.
We see Damon.
Yeah,
we see Damon.
Talk a little bit more about Damon. Do you want to get into the chat at all? You haven't really been.
We'll talk about Damon real quick, and then we'll get into the chat. Okay. So we see Damon, and he's living his life with the. I was trying to find her in
basically
here.
The twin.
But it's one of the Valerians.
It's the twin.
It's the younger one. It's the one they tried to betrothed to Viserys, in episode 2. Yeah. One of the twins, wasn't there 2 twin boys, and then she was a younger one, or was she the same age?
She was a twin with the boy that the princess married.
Okay, so anyway, she's married to Damon now. They've got
she kept
3.
Talking about how much she missed her brother and wanted to get back home.
Yeah, they've got 3. Is it Lady Rihanna? No, it's not her. Renee. Not. I'm trying to find this actress. I cannot find her.
Is that her? Yeah.
Yes, Lady Lena Valeron. Okay, it is her. But anyway, we have the nice scene with her and Damon riding the dragons together, which I do want to talk about this real quick.
Yeah.
The CGI didn't look the best.
The dragons
in this scene.
The dragon scene. They were huge dragons. It was very up close, and they were monstrous and.
I'm not trying to focus on this as much, and I know it's TV, but also this is big budget TV. They spend a lot of money on these episodes.
her dragon looks like Godzilla.
Yeah, that was a huge dragon.
The color of them and everything. I would agree. I love the dragons, but even that part looked a bit much for me.
Yeah, they did the close up. I feel like Damon's dragon was flying, and then they kind of showed him on the dragon, and it just didn't look good.
It was a bit corny. Yeah,
it reminded me of the exact shot that they show of the Night King when he's on the dragon, and I thought that looked ridiculous when he was flying around and he was shooting the wall and everything.
I almost think that was done better.
Probably, but I just think that I don't know. I don't know what they need to do. I feel like they could make it look better.
Yeah, just that part specifically for me was a bit much, or didn't look quite right.
There were parts in Game of Thrones with the dragon action with Daenerys riding the dragons that did not look corny like that.
Yeah.
Like that, it looked really good. So I don't know how they get it to look like that again, but they need to
I don't either.
work on it. But
I think it was just maybe the setting in which they were showing it. Like it was supposed to be this like cute romantic moment where they're both on their dragons together. And so
it was a nice moment. It just I could not notice it. I didn't know if you were going to be there with me or not. If you were just going to tell me to shut up and take what I was getting.
I thought it was a bit much too. But I mean, so as far as Damon goes with her, like it seems like they had a pretty good relationship. I mean, she kind of makes a comment about, do you ever think about, Rhaenyra anymore? And he's like, no. And she doesn't believe it. And she was kind of like, I made peace with that a long time ago. Like, I know basically I'm not number one is kind of how I took it. But like, also it seemed like they had like a, decent relationship.
Yeah, it felt like they cared for each other at least.
Yeah.
And they had a good thing going. I'm assuming that they were living, unless I'm wrong, at what Damon inherited, the castle that Damon inherited from his wife when she passed away.
That's what I'm thinking as well.
That's what I was assuming.
But they definitely weren't on the same page. She wanted to get back to her family. She hadn't seen her family in a really long time because they made it sound like they have been just traveling and jumping around a lot and stuff. And Damon didn't want to do that. He didn't want to get back into all that. He liked being out away from everyone and not dealing with all the family drama. And so, they definitely.
Yeah, you could tell he just kind of been, withdrawn from all of it over the past 10 years.
Yeah.
Just living his life, having a good time. She talked about how he's always in the library. He's reading books.
Yeah.
Educating himself.
He just kind of checked out, I think. Definitely lost his, spunk that he had. And so, like you were mentioning again, another birth scene. So she's pregnant with their third child. We see her in labor in this episode. And basically it's kind of like in the very first episode?
Yep.
Where the king's wife had complications and it was either the baby or her, basically. And she made the decision that, they asked the dad, of course, what do you want to do? Do you want us to save this baby or save her or what? And before they could
you don't get to see his decision, but you just assume based on what happens next.
I don't think he was going to take her life.
Yeah, I assume that he said.
Because he went after her.
No, we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
She lives.
But she made the decision herself before anybody could that she was just going to go and let her dragon take her out. And so you get this like really kind of heartbreaking scene of her going out there and she commands her dragon, Jacaerys. And there's definitely hesitation from her dragon.
Dragon's like, what?
Yeah.
What do you want me to do?
He's like, no. And she kind of cries out. And it was almost like he had sympathy for her. And he was like, okay.
And there you go. You get a little dragon personality.
Yeah. So I definitely think the dragon had some sympathy for her.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, and again, like I said, that dragon is really cool.
Yeah, that's definitely the coolest dragon I've seen. He's up there with Drogon.
Yeah.
As far as how he looks.
Yeah, as far as how he looks, like.
I like Damon's dragon. He's growing on me a little bit.
See, I don't like his legs. The weird legs drives me crazy.
Yeah. We see another dragon though in this episode too when the boy goes down there, and that dragon looked really cool. It was like breathing fire in the corner. I like that shot.
And then yeah. So yeah, I don't know. You want to get into the chat for a bit?
Well, I was gonna say with her, did that bother you at all that she just went out there and lit herself on fire? Like I don't understand completely the motivation. You think she was just done? Was it the thought of losing her child? Or just thinking that she'll never be able to go back to her old life? Or
I think I think it was a little bit of everything. And I don't know if maybe she thought Damon was gonna pick the baby over her.
And why and how did they let her leave like that?
Right.
That's what I don't know. Like she's already like up and out of there all the way out. And it's like he takes so long to follow her.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I had some problems with that.
I mean, it's not like she's a queen or a princess or anything. So like she can do whatever she wants.
I just thought they could have done something to restrain her. Maybe I just didn't understand. It was just I had issues with it. But anyway, we'll get into the chat. Silent Attacker says he's watching us on his PS5.
Nice. I hear those are still hard to get 2 years later.
Yeah. Hey Bob, what's up, man? Bob's in here.
Hello.
I was really anxious going into this episode. Agreed, the new cast is great. Yeah. Did you have any problems with anybody that's new?
Yeah.
Do you like everybody?
Oh, you're asking me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they were asking the chat.
Yeah. Feel free in the chat though, guys, because we're pretty much done covering the episode broadly. But I mean, what was your thoughts? If anybody else has any other thoughts on things that happened this episode, let us know.
No, I don't think I do.
I really liked, I know you had your reservations about Olivia Cook because you're not a huge fan of her, but I thought she was excellent.
Yeah, she was, but she's definitely a bitch. Like,
oh, for sure. But I mean, there's a lot of, I think it's a little bit more than that. I think her character does have a lot of layers to her. I don't think they're painting her as like a full-on villain yet.
I don't know though. I feel like she seems pretty.
She's definitely very bitter and very antagonistic towards Rhaenyra for sure. Like she has not let anything go from the past.
She seems a bit harsh.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I agree. I think they're both doing great, and
I thought both of them were great. I thought Emma Darcy did a great job as well. Like I said, I could see liking both of them more than the younger versions.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it's really cool. Yeah. Adrian James says, "Have you heard about Hugh Jackman is coming back as Wolverine?"
We have.
Put a pin in that. That sounds like a Marry with Media Live topic to discuss this Saturday.
You have to wait till Saturday.
Watching the Quantum Leap remake. The cast is interesting. One of the people I recognize from Ghostbusters. Nice, Ernie Hudson. I love Ernie Hudson. This is the House of Dragon discussion, not everything else. I know. Tell them again, Sally. No, I appreciate everybody in here. Say what you want. We just can't discuss it.
Say what you want. It's a free country.
Magic Hands says, "What's up, everyone? What's up, Magic Hands?" That some would say that the what was the kid's name? Aegon. He had some magic hands.
I guess
in this episode.
I mean, he was about to break that weenie off.
Our good friend Vengeance Media.
What's up?
Is in here. What's up, man? How you been? I haven't
seen him in a bit.
How you been? What would you do if you went into our son's room and caught him trying to do that out the window? Would you have the same reaction as Allison?
No. I would be
horrified. Would you just walk out?
I would say, "What the are you doing?" And then I would just look at him in disgust for a good 30 minutes.
The poor king just wants to build his toy models in peace. Everybody is wild. And I know there's so much drama going on. And it does kind of feel like, what did you think of the king? We didn't really talk about the king. I love the fact that he didn't die. I really do.
He's like this wispy hair.
I really love the fact that he's still alive. I'm so happy we still have him.
I still love him. He's definitely like a little pathetic. Like, he's not.
He has more like abilities. What do they call it? Cognitive abilities than I feel like
he
was going
10
to.
Years ago, yeah.
I feel like he's still there. Like he knows what's going on.
Yeah,
I feel like
weak. Obviously, he's looking.
You had a nice scene with him and Rhaenyra right here, where they were kind of hugging and they were laughing together. That was a good scene with them too.
Yeah, he was asking her how labor was, and she was like, "I think I called the midwife a cunt."
Yeah.
And he was like, kind of laughed or whatever.
So you see, they still have even with Allison and everything, they still have a good rapport with each other. I think, and I mean, and he was also standing up to Allison. Times.
He's definitely kind of taken a step back, and he's just tired.
Yeah, he's just whatever.
He's just there. And
he's trying to hold the kingdom together, keep everybody from fighting.
To enjoy what he's got left.
We had Rhaenyra make that proposal to wed her son to their daughter.
But that was definitely in desperation because she knew what was about to come out about her.
And Allison's like, "Okay, I'll take it into advisement, but no, I don't want my daughter marrying your bastards," is basically what she was saying.
Right. And like she also offered to give her one of the queen's son's a dragon egg because he doesn't have his own dragon yet.
Yeah.
And so that was a big, I would think that would be a big thing because that we see a scene where I think it's their second born of the king and Alicent's son. He really wants a dragon. He doesn't have one. We kind of see him get bullied a little bit by his other siblings. They make a joke, give him a pig instead that's like dressed up like a dragon. But he seems like the second born. Like he seems like he's definitely
like
sweeter,
a Tommen.
more normal.
He seems like a Tommen to his brothers. Or to Joffrey. Like his brother's Joffrey, Aegon's Joffrey, and the younger one's Tommen.
We also get to see their daughter, the king and Alicent's daughter. She's the third born and the only daughter. And she's definitely a little weird. She seems like she's into animals. She's got this like
petting a centipede.
She's got like this centipede, millipede.
I was surprised you didn't say anything when we were watching that because I know how you are with centipedes and millipedes.
Yeah.
But you didn't say anything. You just watched her.
Yeah, she just kept like watching it like crawl all over her. Like it was a big one, and she was like naming all these like facts and stuff. So she might have like something. I don't know if she has something wrong with her.
Maybe autistic. They didn't really identify that kind of stuff back in the day.
Yeah,
something
and
like
you
that.
could tell that like Alicent was kind of like trying to be loving and supportive, but she's also like, fuck my life, like all my children,
except for her son.
Yeah, all my
son's okay. Her youngest son.
So I don't know.
Yeah, Vengeance says, make him away downtown, walking fast paces, get him homebound. What's up, Joker? How you doing, Vengeance? Everybody saying hey to each other.
Oh, there's Gus.
What's up, Gus? How you doing, Gus? Are you watching House of the Dragon, Gus?
You missed Emmett. Did you say Emmett?
What's up, Emmets? How you doing, ma'am?
Littlefinger 2.0.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to paint him as that. Actually it is funny how we're all
original since this came before.
We're always trying to look at like this cast and compare it to Game of Thrones. Like, who's the next person and this person?
Right. It's hard not to do that.
He was giving me more Ramsay vibes, honestly. I feel like he's going to be kind of like that.
Yeah, that's true. Man, Ramsay. Oh.
Yeah, he was definitely the ultimate villain of Game of Thrones, at least in my eyes. But
man, that episode with him and Jon Snow.
Yeah, we all thought it was Joffrey for the longest time, but he was such a little sniveling shit. But when we got Ramsay, it was like, that's the real psychopath villain. Yeah, I love it. And I really want to rewatch the show.
I can't do it.
I really do. Episode 6 was really good. It was. What would you say it's the best episode? Would you say that? I heard some people saying that. Would you say that? I think it's better than the last 2.
Mm-hmm.
I would struggle to put it above the first 3.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to like go back and think about what all happened in each one.
Yeah, because I felt like the last 2 were a little slower, a little bit more lackluster. I mean, last week we had the wedding or whatever, but
yeah,
even that I don't feel like delivered completely.
I think that it's definitely a good thing that we seem to get to be like thinking that each episode is better than the one before.
Yeah. I mean, the main takeaway here is this show is just, it's quality. Mm-hmm. Like it's across the board. It's quality. It's a quality show. Like I couldn't be, I can't really ask for anything better.
No.
I think it's a great show.
Better looking dragons.
Better looking dragons, better CGI. That's about it.
Hey,
what's up, Cal? How you doing?
Cal.
They did a great job replacing as far as looks wise all the characters compared to their younger counterparts. The one thing I wanted to bring up is Kristen Cole. He looks exactly the same. They did not recast him.
No, and you thought that they did.
I don't, because I was thinking he was the guard that ended up being the kid's father. It's like when they showed the preview because he's in the same outfit.
I think
I was like, oh, I thought that was Kristen Cole.
Scruff. That's always a go-to for men. They make you grow a beard and you're older.
So this actor's name is Fabian Frankel.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was the best actor anyway. So I didn't know why.
I don't like him.
I didn't know why they, out of everybody, like they would choose to keep him.
I know, it is an interesting take,
and yeah, he has a little scruff, but beyond that, like he does not look 10 years older. But you can also say the same thing about Damon. Like he didn't look like he'd aged that much either.
And I mean, he's obviously 10 years later still very bitter about the princess, and he's all about the queen, and
he was acting like he called her a C word in this episode, but he was acting like the C word in my opinion.
Well, yeah, he called the princess a C word, and then the queen kind of looked at him.
Yeah.
And was like, you really shouldn't say that, which I guess is kind of
you shouldn't say really. That, that's the royal family you're talking about, but also I kind of agree with you.
Okay, yeah,
is what I got from it.
But he was kind of like, I'm sorry, that's beneath me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really care for his character either. I think he's kind of a wimp, even though he's like supposed to be badass with his fighting and stuff. I'm just like not impressed.
Yeah, he's a little what I said, C word. So especially what he did to Harwin in the yard.
Mm-hmm.
Olivia Cook is awesome in Bates Motel, such a delight. Yeah, that's where we first saw her.
Yeah,
I was in that show. We didn't finish that show. We got to like season 2 or 3. I remember we liked it.
It was hard for me to watch her in that show because she had her like breathing problems. She had to carry like an oxygen tank around with her, and so she would be like, I need to.
Wow, making fun of people with breathing problems.
It's just like, I don't know. It's annoying to watch. Sorry.
Yeah. That show to me, like, I liked it, but I'm just such a big fan of Psycho that it was hard for me to digest what they were giving me story-wise because they were trying to say Norman Bates was a killer before he killed his mom, and that's not canon with the Psycho franchise, so I had a problem with it.
Going off on a side
I get the episode 8 out of 10.
I think it's better than 8 out of 10. That's my personal.
I'd give it a 9, probably, if we were going out of 10, 4.5, out of 5. I guess we can go ahead and spoil our scores here, but James Lamb's here. Says, so what's up with the Targaryens and fire? Daenerys was immune, so aren't the rest immune to fire? Also, I don't think she was a Targaryen. She's a Valerian.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
yeah.
But also, I don't know if that was for all Targaryens or if that was just some kind of
like her
magic for Dany.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, she was the mother of dragons, so.
Yeah, I don't know if that was just for her, if that was everybody.
Yeah.
8 out of 10. Let's see. What's up, James? Says, hey, Ken and Michelle, another really good episode. Is this going 10 episodes? I'm enjoying this season, up there with some of the best seasons of Game of Thrones. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's supposed to be 10. Yep.
Jinx, buy me Coke.
I will buy you Coke right after we get out of here.
Buy me a coffee tomorrow.
I will absolutely do that. Hey, Ken, I wanted to tell you Evil Dead 2013 in 4K is being sent to me by Gamefly. They still have Gamefly? And The Last of Us remake. They still have Gamefly?
Talk again.
I have no. I had no idea they still had Gamefly. That was a development.
Here, let me read for a little bit.
Go ahead.
James says that wedding episode was off the chain.
It was a good episode. It was a good episode. I just wanted more depth.
It was a little underwhelming though. We got Marius. I forget. Marius
Glacier.
Hey. Gus says, I'm waiting till all the episodes are available so I can binge it. Oh, come on. Why are you going to do that for?
Some people are like that. They don't want to, just be given, a couple of chips. They want to eat the whole can of Pringles. Same
Maria
time.
says, Kim, my birthday is the same day as yours, and Sue is the day before, and Kay.
Really? I think I remember that last year. Sue's was on October the 1st.
That's cool.
I forgot about that.
And Mama Blu-ray is late September. Oh my God. What are the chances?
It's crazy.
And then Frank says, oh, what's up, guys? What is up?
What's up, Frank?
Okay, so I'm trying to think if there was anything else. I kind of already briefly talked about how the children are going to be more of a focal point, they said, like the producers or are they producers or the writers or
the writers, the showrunners, the directors, they were all in that after episode.
Yeah, they were talking about how there's definitely going to be a shift going forward to where it's more about the children than it is about the main characters that we've been watching.
It's about, they were talking about how it was about like carrying on family drama through generations.
Yeah, and doing things for our children when we maybe shouldn't.
Yeah.
And just, I guess, being a parent. So.
Yeah, because this is, we forgot to talk about Rhaenyra leaves King's Landing at towards the end of the episode, and she goes to Dragonstone.
Yep, she decides that she's getting out of there. And she, as far as I know, she doesn't know what happened to her.
My question about Dragonstone, real quick.
Yeah.
Is that place just always like
vacant?
Yeah. Because everybody, I'm going to Dragonstone. It's like, how many people can go to Dragonstone? Is like nobody living there always? Like Daemon was living there for a little bit. That's where he went.
Right.
Is it just like open for all Targaryens, no matter what?
Yeah,
you can just go to Dragonstone.
I guess it was part of their, and then they abandoned it because I don't know why they abandoned it.
It could be their home. Again, we're not the Game of Thrones fans that know all the supplemental material and know everything about what's come before in the history of Westeros and all that stuff. So,
well, to me, it sounded like
maybe it is their homeland. Maybe it's the Targaryen homeland.
Does anybody live there, like regular people? Or is it completely empty?
It always seems empty. As soon as they walk up on it, it's like there's like nobody there. Yeah. And they just kind of walk up and they're like, we're living here now.
It's definitely creepy. So it's going to be interesting to see her, I guess. I don't know what's going to happen.
Well, obviously she still has the claim to the throne. Like she's the next in the line of succession when the king goes. So I imagine she's going to hold up there. Plot her takeover.
Right.
She knows Alicent's going to be working behind the scenes to screw her over.
Yeah.
So she'll probably wait. I don't know when her dad's going to die. When do you think Viserys is going to die? You think it'll be in the next couple episodes? Or are they going to hold it all the way to the final episode of this season?
I don't know. Like, we know that there's a funeral in the next episode.
I did hear that they were going to do less time jumps this half. Like the time jump. Is that what you shared?
Yeah, I shared that.
Well, that's where I heard it.
There's going to be no more big time jumps. So that's good, I guess. But we do know from the preview for next week, there's going to be a little funeral, but I don't think that it's the king's because it would have been it would have been bigger and more elaborate.
No, it's probably going to be the Hand of the King and Harwin.
Yeah, I don't know. It just shows kind of a carved out wood casket and they drop it into the ocean. And it's just one though. I just not thought about that. It was just one casket.
Well, maybe it's just the Hand of the King. Maybe they don't give his son that honor because
that's true.
He disgraced his position. I don't know.
Talked about.
I don't know.
Yeah. So, and I know too in the preview, it looks like her, Alicent and Princess Rhaenyra are it looks like they're in I thought I saw a knife or something, and the princess tells Alicent, now people can see you for who you really are or something.
Oh, snap. You're going to be some drama.
It looked intense, and I'm pretty sure it was for next week and not over the next few weeks,
Going to be getting a cat fight.
No,
right?
Don't call it a cat fight.
I'm just joking. I really love good, strong female characters.
Well,
when they're well written. I think that they can be more badass than men.
Well, it doesn't even have to be about that. Nobody talks about two strong men actors.
I know. That's what I'm saying. If I didn't bring it up, it would honestly wouldn't even factor into how I review or talk about the show. They would just be characters that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They just so happen to be the leads of the show.
Right.
But they're women.
Right.
And I'm very compelled by all the drama that's going on between them.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think that Rhaenyra's going to wait. Her dad's probably going to die within the next couple episodes. And then that's going to lead to a big thing. There's going to be some kind of civil war or something going on. Yeah. Rhaenyra's going to have her camp. She's going to be building up an army at Dragonstone. Alicent's obviously going to have her people in King's Landing. And it's going to lead to some kind of big battle. It's probably not going to be this season. Probably be season 2 or something. But
well, yeah, it's now that we know that season 2 has been greenlit.
Which I don't know if I'll read it, but I'm going to buy the Fire and Blood book.
Are you?
I think we should try to read it together. I really do. I think we should try to read it together before the next season comes next year. That way, we can better talk about the show.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm very eager to see where it goes. And, it's one of those things where it's you're eager to see where it goes, but you also don't want it to end,
Yeah.
It's gosh, these weeks have just flown by. We're already going to be on episode 7 now.
Yeah, it's actually really nice to have a show that you're legitimately excited for and looking forward to every week. And we've had a lot of TV.
We've been just kind of indifferent on shows. We'll start a show and be in no hurry to finish it.
Yeah.
Where this one has just really,
filled that. I mean, it reminds me of when we watch Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just keeps you on the hook and you're so excited for the next episode. But
yeah, it definitely makes me want to have I've seen people have parties,
Yeah, I mean, everybody had Game of Thrones parties back in the day.
Yeah, it makes me want to have one of those, but like we have no friends, so.
What are you talking about? All these people out here.
We have internet friends.
They're our friends.
But I
people like Rev4K who comes in here and tells me my cooking sucks.
I think it would be fun. I read the book. It's gonna be juicy. Oh gosh.
It's good to hear.
No spoilers.
We do this. We try to do this every Monday night, Emmett, but we're here on Tuesday this week.
Yeah, but we still do it every week. We recap every episode.
Yeah.
But also like I know from unfortunately people spoiling it for me. I do know that I'm pretty sure that the princess and Damon end up together.
Yeah.
And have children and stuff. So
I mean, that makes sense. I mean, she doesn't all her ties are off. She's not with Kristen anymore. Harwin died. All she has is her husband. That's not going to do anything with her.
I could see it happening after the king dies.
I feel like at this point, like it makes sense for Damon to join Rhaenyra in Dragonstone.
And that's going to happen.
And he's going to help her.
Yeah, that's why.
And he's going to bring it. He's going to bring his daughters, and they're going because obviously that's, her brother is with Rhaenyra, so why wouldn't he? His wife's that died's brother is with Rhaenyra.
Right.
So their kids are related to him. Yep. So they're all family together. That makes sense for them to be together.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. It's good. It's good. It's good.
It's a good show. I guess that's all we have to say about
it. So what
you guys don't have anything else?
Would you rate it?
I give it a 4.5. I'd say it's up there. It's one of the best of the season. I would put it in the top 3 or 4 for sure.
Yeah.
I still feel like I like the first 2 episodes better, maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't know. To be honest, like this felt like a first episode. Felt like us starting over again.
It kind of was.
With all brand new characters.
I'm trying to think. It's like I want to give it a 4.5, but like at the same time, nothing like crazy. Like where I was.
There's nothing like super crazy that's happened in this show.
When she died like that was like when she had her dragon do that. I was kind of like, whoa, okay. Like, I mean, it was pretty cool, but like, I'm talking just like what's the thing? Just happened. Like that hasn't happened yet.
We're not getting these huge moments, these big battles, action sequences or anything yet, but it's everything's still so compelling.
We've talked about it before about how this is not Game of Thrones, and that's okay. But I don't know. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5.
Okay, that's fair.
Just because I'm still waiting for that like big.
Stay safe out there, Douglas. I know you're getting ready to get that big hurricane down there.
I'm just waiting for that like big moment where you're like, whoa, what? Like this is gonna be bad. Like
the Hodor moment. Hold the door.
No.
Hodor.
That was just like a sad moment. That wasn't like.
Oh God, that messed me up.
Yeah.
That scene really messed me up. That was such a great moment that they did nothing with after that revelation.
Yeah.
But in the moment, like it was like
there was a lot that they ended up not doing anything with, but
yeah, or maybe that was the point. It was just that was the reveal and move on.
But yeah.
If he lived where we lived, he would party with us for sure.
Awesome.
I'm glad Olivia Cook is cast in the show, and Bates Motel. I wanted to just push her around in her wheelchair all day.
That's funny.
The princess's husband still needs to be killed off. Maybe. I mean, I don't know if he needs to be killed off. I mean, he's a fighter. Like that's what this episode was about. Like he's tired of staying by her side in the castle.
Yeah,
he wants to fight.
He wanted to go fight, and she's like, "No, now's not the time you leave me. Like, like you have to be by my side because people think that these kids aren't yours."
He could end up being one of the biggest parts to play in this whole war coming up.
Maybe he will go out to battle and he'll die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rev says he'll party with us as well. Turn it up, Rev style.
What's that mean? What's Rev style?
We'll have to find out.
All right.
We'll have to find out. But look, we're done talking about House of Dragons. We've been going for almost an hour. Pretty good show tonight. I kind of like just talking about it, not really having a lot of notes.
I don't know. Notes help though, because I feel like we kind of stumbled through it a little.
They do help, but also, I just like the organic conversation.
Sorry,
but I don't feel like we really missed anything. I feel like we covered all the major beats. I think, in one way or the other.
Like we missed something that was kind of a big
probably. But if you like this stream, hit the like button. We would appreciate that. And also, when we're done, when this goes off, come back to the stream, comment down below what your score was and what your thoughts were on this episode.
Yeah, leave your score and comment who your favorite character is up until now.
Who's your favorite character? We forgot to do that. We always do the favorite character update.
Yeah. I don't know. I still like the princess, even though it's someone different.
I'm going to say it's Allison.
Oh.
I'm gonna say it's Allison. I really enjoyed her character in this episode.
Bitches, don't you?
I do. I love Cersei. Like when she turned like full blown villain.
Why you're married to me.
But anyway, yeah, Allison.
You're not gonna say nothing?
I'm not gonna say
nothing.
You're right. No, I'm just joking. But anyway, yeah, Allison. I can't
turn the TV off because I literally keep staring.
Yeah, we got the Netflix on and it keeps changing. You know how Netflix do.
I'm trying not to look.
We were watching the Munsters.
Don't do it
before this, so look forward to our review at some points. We'll be talking about Munsters
whenever we painfully get through the movie. So
it's not that bad.
It's actually not.
It's not that good, but it's not that bad either.
Yeah, if you look at it as like a Halloween town, just pretend like you're in the 90s, early 2000s. I don't know when that was.
We'll talk about that. Don't talk about it. Don't worry about it. Gus says he loves when Cersei flew up the church. I think he meant blew up the church.
Yeah, that was one of our favorite episodes ever.
That's what I'm talking about. Like Cersei, when she was like in full villain mode, was like some of the best. Like she was another great villain.
And that score.
Oh yeah, that was one of the best songs I've ever heard in my life. Rivals, which the score in this show is good. It's a little bit more subtle. It's a little bit more subtle. It's the same guy doing the score. I forget his name off the top of my head. It's like Ramjan or something. Anyway, it's a great score this season too, but it's just a little bit more subtle. It's not like in your face. Like
no, it's definitely not. But there have been some moments where they play one song. And I like it. But like you said, it's not ever very like loud or
prominent.
Yeah. So
yeah.
All right, let's get out of here. Have a good night, guys.
Have a good night. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bells. See you guys later.